remove the lamp. A hooded figure appears, claiming to be a demon hunter. The system warns him, you'll die. A powerful hunter who walks alone in the world of darkness. Don't try to understand, he's very dangerous. Our guy stares, wondering if he's human. It's the first time he's seen one in 2 years. The strange thing is, judging by the lamp's reaction, the guy seems ridiculously powerful. The hooded figure says, I need treatment, some combat and recovery potions. The system activates the mission, 500 coins just to treat his injuries. The problem is, the mission fails if our guy gets killed by the guy. Come in, sir. Our guy says, thinking, what bad timing. The guy sits down, saying he didn't expect to find someone of his race in this dark world. Then the system activates the connection with the same race. If he loses this link, he'll be killed. Nice to meet you. What's the problem you need to treat? Our guy says, at least he's a human. They're usually easier to understand. The guy stands up, showing his arm with a purple thing on it. It's not good. It's beating on its own. The hunter says the system finishes the preliminary diagnosis. His arm is being corroded by black butterfly venom. Lin tells him that, and he responds, oh man, so you recognized it. I underestimated you. The guy says, some red dress ghost set me up and used this nasty thing on my arm. Lucky for her, I wasn't in good health. Once this is better, I'll look for her. I'll help you. Our guy says, thinking, how am I going to treat this guy? He won't leave. Otherwise, he asks the system about black butterfly venom, which is a condensation of all the resentment in the dark world and extremely corrosive to life. Treatment is recommended with osteoclin. I'll have to perform surgery on your arm. Sweating. The hunter asks, what are your medical skills? Relax. I have enough. It's my second operation, then replies, scared. The hunter mumbles, is there another clinic nearby? Impossible. If one opened, my professor would destroy it. It's forbidden to have a second clinic here. The guy is uncertain if he believes on Lin, but the thing on his arm keeps pulsating. I'll have to trust you. Just do it already. He says, our guy gets his blades ready. Okay, I'll start. This place doesn't look like a clinic to me, but more like a slaughterhouse. And this skinny guy is freaking me out. He mutters, do you need anesthesia? Lin asks, anesthesia will only slow down my reflexes. A real man never uses it. The hunter replies, good, because I've never used it either. Then dig his arm with the blade, scared. The hunter stops. Lin, calm down. This is how it starts. Lin responds, it was just a test. Why did it hurt? The hunter says that he can continue, but thinks, damn it, obviously it hurts. This kid must have something wrong with him, but he wouldn't be stupid enough to do something against the demon hunter. Our guy grabs another tool. What the hell are you doing? The hunter asks. Relax, I'm just looking for the tool. These two, I'm just keeping on you for now. You can't keep them somewhere else, not on my shoulder. The hunter questions. Our guide pulls out the two tools I was just testing to see if they're sharp enough. You have to know it hurts a lot if they're not sharp, he explains, but relax. The part that hurts is when the knife goes in. It will be fine when I pull the whole thing out. So don't worry, I'm just making sure I'm using the right tool. The demon hunter thinks this guy wants to sound all professional, but I feel like he's trying to hurt me. Ben mutters, turning away, get on with it. If you keep stalling, I'll kill you. He threatens, okay, don't worry. Our guy says, bringing a flaming furnace and heating all the tools. What are you doing? The demon hunter asks, losing a bit of sanity. I'm just disinfecting the blades. Black butterfly venom is too cruel to prevent it from entering any other tissue in your body. It needs to be melted. That's why the blades are at a high temperature. Lin explains, but have you ever done this before? The demon hunter asks. Our boy says he's done it to remove pig hair. Shocked. The hunter says, forget it. Let's just get started. Lin pulls out a meat board. Why does it look like you're preparing for a meal? The demon hunter asks, getting nervous. Chill. It's all part of the procedure. It's just to catch the blood in some parts of your arm during the operation. Our guy tranquilizes him. Damn it. If there wasn't anywhere else within at least 100 meters, I'd get out of this hell. Use the blade already. The demon hunter demands. Lin, with a maniacal look, says, okay, let's start, and begins his attacks, gaining blade experience, while the demon hunter cries out in pain, feeling like he's being torn apart and his heart is being burned. But Lin is there all calm with the flaming blades. Hey, if it hurts, you can ask for anesthesia. It's okay. Our guy says, the guy with tears in his eyes says, you've already started. I didn't even realize I don't feel anything. Lin says, really? So can you please maybe not break my table? You're squeezing so hard you're destroying it. I'm just too strong. I can't even touch it lightly. I'll compensate you later and pay for it. Just cut already. The guy insists the attacks began, cutting through all the flesh. Wait, please stop. The guy pleads, but it's too late. I thought you'd stop, but you didn't. Damn it, he exclaims, literally, banging his head against the wood. What are you talking about? If I go slow, you're not satisfied. If I cut fast, you complain. Now that I'm halfway through, you're asking me to stop. But this isn't surgery. It's torture. Why are you cutting so thin? Just rip it out. It's like you're making noodles. What do you want? Hurry up and finish. He demands, that's it. Why didn't you make it clearer? You want me to finish with a single cut? Lin asks. What do you mean by a single cut? The hunter wonders. It's a quick cut, but if I hit an artery, you might die. I'd rather not do it that way, as I'm a doctor and my patients are like children to me. I can't allow them to die with a simple treatment. Lin explains, of course, you can always opt for anesthesia. He adds, just cut already, then I'll never come back to this place. The guy says, but tell him, don't worry. When I'm done, I guarantee you'll come back later. The poor guy is lying there drooling. Our guy made a mountain of stuff from his arm. He looks at his back. Did the devil do this? He mutters, picking up the stones. Our guy pours some 75% alcohol on the wound. Phew, the wound's clean. He says, hey, please just let me go now, please. The guy pleads, hold on a second. There's a very important part that hasn't been done yet. I don't want to know. The guy protests, but our guy shows him to bone with a little heart drawn on it. The guy is shocked. What did you do to me? He asks angrily. Did you like it that much? Our guy replies innocently. The hunter starts cursing at him and tries to attack, but our guy dodges. Hey, I'm still trying to save you. Acting shamelessly like this, I will not allow you to kill me first. I won't let a patient leave. In the middle of treatment, our guy says firmly, the demon hunter. Can't believe it. He pulls out his blade. Stop playing with me. Finish this already. He demands. A shot is fired into the air, and the next scene shows the poor guy already tied up. Why did you tie me up? He asks, it's just that I think you won't be able to handle the pain and then you'll want to hurt me again. I don't mind dying, but if you hit me, how am I supposed to finish my surgery? Our guy explains, if I were afraid of pain, you'd be dead by now. This is unnecessary, not to mention that you think a few pieces of metal can hold me? You're very naive. The guy retorts, but then Lin was sanding his bones. God, what are you doing? The guy cries, please help me. Our guy reassures him, I'm just scraping the bones. Relax, I told you it would be painful. What are you scraping my bone for? The guy asks, didn't I tell you to bear it like a real man? If you're a real man, you shouldn't be afraid of pain. Just bear with it. It'll be over soon. Lin responds, the guy pleads, please give me anesthesia. I can't take it anymore. Anesthesia won't work now. How am I supposed to apply it to your bone? Just bear with it. It'll be over soon. With 2 more points in blade skill. Suddenly, the guy breaks free and tells him, I will never trust you again. Our guy grabs the Chicago toy from his hand, pulls it back and puts it on the guy's face. If you try to move again and don't cooperate with the procedure, I'll end you. He warns the guy, apologizes. Sorry, man, I won't do anything anymore. Good, because if you do, I won't stop either. You're ruining my reputation. Enough of this. Don't waste any more of my time. I'll finish this once and for all. Our guy says, pulling out the saw, hey, what's going on? What do you have against me? The hunter asks, losing 20 sanity. Hold on, it's time to use the big one here to solve everything. Our guy declares, come on, please stop it. The guy pleads as the saw approaches. Suddenly, a little girl enters the shop. Is this the place? Is anyone here? I came to buy some healing potions, she says nervously. Suddenly, she is grabbed by the leg. Help! Help! She screams when she sees our guy with the saw behind the guy. She screams in despair. Lin looks at her and says, hi, did you come to get some potions? I just have to finish with this patient of mine, and I'll get them for you. The poor girl gets desperate, gaining 70 fear of him. The system says the scare you gave her developed a psychological disorder. The girl went from excited to shy, new title, terror of patients. Lin is surprised. Wait, how did I become so scary? Just by seeing her, I offered the potions and gave a smile. Man, this system keeps giving weird rewards, giving a glare to the hunter who was trying to leave. Oh, you're trying to run away. The operation isn't over yet. We're back. The guy punches in pain. Our boy gives a little pat on his shoulder. It's over. All the toxins that invaded your bones are completely gone. Now, just wait for your bones and muscles to regenerate a bit and your arm will be as good as new. But the poor guy finished. My client, wake up, sir. Wake up. The system speaks with special methods. You incapacitated a legendary demon hunter. Reward the one who inflicts pain. Effect increases by 5% the pain you cause using various tools. Sometime later, the hunter wakes up. Where am I? He quickly gets up and tries to shoot twice. Get away from me. He's losing sanity again. Lin is against the wall. Calm down. Calm down. I just took care of your injuries. Look, everything's fine. Forget about those bad memories. The guy points to Lin, but the feeling of that butterfly demon is really gone. This is almost like a dream. Lin reassures him. Of course, it is. The muscle toxin that was affecting you has been removed. The problem was the regeneration of your bones and muscles. That's why I gave you the best potion from the store, along with your extremely strong physique. Everything went well. The only problem was that there was still a little piece missing in the middle, so I added some extra meat. Don't worry, your body won't reject it. The guy looks puzzled. Wait, what's this? Pork? Meat? You said you did everything right. You put a piece of pork in me. Lin responds, well, it's a weird process, isn't it? But the result is perfect. No, if you ever have any problems in the future, you can come back here and I'll help you. The hunter says, returning here. You think I want to come back here? The chance of a crisis has skyrocketed. Well, my client, even though the process was peculiar, having the butterfly venom corrupting your entire body until you die would have been much worse. In this world of darkness, staying alive is more important than anything else. The crisis has risen to 99%. The guy was holding it together, but with comforting words, the danger decreased. He lets out a sigh. You're right. In this world, being alive is more important than anything else. He turns to Lin. Just for that, you're alive. That's quite an achievement. Your torturous methods are top-notch. Thank you. Lin says. The hunter pulls him up. Do you think I'm praising you? Kid, have you ever performed any other surgeries in your life? Our guy raises 3 fingers. I swear I performed a cesarean section on someone, and the father and daughter were very happy. They even praised me. The guy, considering his bones shaving compared to a cesarean, acknowledges that his wounds have indeed been healed. Remembering how scared he was, he stares at Lin and says, hey, no one can know about the rumor that I fainted here. Understand, you can rest assured, no one will find out. Says Lin, just tell me how much all this costs. There's no way I'm coming back to this place. You don't even need to pay. Consider this a favor from someone of the same race. I just want to see you visit our mall again in the future. Our guy knows he needs to become friends with this guy. With that, the system gives him 500 coins. The guy doesn't think these compliments will help him with anything. Just forget everything that happened here. Even if we're the same race, it doesn't change anything. I walk alone and will never take a kid like you to share the path with me. He puts on his hat. I'm giving you this chance. Get out of here. A human like you with no skills will soon become monster food. Our guy asks how he can leave this world. To be honest, I ended up here by accident. Apart from this pharmacy, I don't know anything about the outside world. The guy looks at him in a way. You're lucky. Many people have fallen into this world, like you, from various worlds, but most have been consumed by fear. I can only tell you that this is the lowest level of Sin City, and trying to leave here is the quickest path to death. If you don't want to die, get stronger. Only then will you have a chance to escape this place. Hold on. Are you saying it's almost impossible to leave for the rest of my life? Every time I see those monsters, I'm terrified. With your medical skills, the monsters must be terrified of you. But enough chit-chat. I'm someone who believes in fair exchange. You've healed my wounds, and I can't treat you unfairly just because you don't want money. He opens his coat, revealing his belongings. Take a look and choose something. Our guy, intrigued, examines the items. What should I choose? Oh, this one looks good. A cursed revolver from a legendary demon hunter, enchanted with 6 self-reloading bullets. Our guy eagerly grips the handle. Your eye is sharp. Kid, eager to grab the best I have. I just found your weapons cool. Our guy replies, of course, they're cool. How many monsters have you killed with those? The hunter explains, none. I've never used them to kill a single monster. He admits, shots at Lin creating a circle on the wall. They may look cool, but both have a fatal flaw, and you must have noticed they never hit the target, no matter the angle. Besides being decorative, they serve no purpose. What do you mean? I don't want them. Then Lin protests, but the hunter insists, as a man of justice and integrity, once you've chosen them, you can't refuse them, or it would be disrespectful on my part. You have a chance, take them, or I will do something. Our guy considers, then decides to take them, thinking he'll dispose of them later. Good choice. Just know that, due to their curse, you can't voluntarily get rid of them. They can only be transferred through a fair exchange. Luckily, your intense desire attracted them, as curses like to find someone to pass on to, it's not easy. You're clearly trying to pull a fast one on me. This surgery was a lot of work, and I owe you this big favor as an extra reward. I'll remind you tonight, no matter what you hear or how terrified you get, don't go outside and don't open that door. Seems like something extraordinary happened here. Lin asks, is it a monster or what? But the man disappears into the shadows. I think it's better if you don't now. If you manage to stay alive until tomorrow, maybe we'll meet again. Lin reflects on how his teacher said the same thing before going out tonight. He needs to be much more careful. There's half an hour until darkness. No visitor should come during this time. He stares at the little creature on the ground, already level 7. This child keeps leveling up. Soon, it'll be difficult to deal with. Then he uses the Chicago toy, barely missing the target. The fear in the eyes is evident. It really doesn't hit hard to believe. He continues shooting, instilling fear in the creature. The lamp starts to dim. Our protagonist rushes to the door, closes it, and breathes a sigh of relief. Now with the lamp disabled, the real test begins, because it means anyone, even without permission, can enter his house of their own accord. The system activates the mission Sleepless Night, survive until dawn, offering 500 coins and a special reward in his room. Our protagonist is already under the covers, armed and ready to face whatever comes. Few nothing so far. I just want to survive this night. It's midnight, and someone is already knocking on the door. Open up. It's me, Bloodsaul. There's a malevolent spirit following me. Help me. Wait. The professor is back. Our protagonist approaches the door cautiously, then he suddenly attacks the door. You didn't even confirm it already slashed at me. The outsider protests. If I were outside, my professor wouldn't hesitate to do the same. Besides, he wouldn't come back at this hour as they argue. He hears a noise outside. Our protagonist leans in to listen, but suddenly hands grab him, causing him to lose sanity. He struggles as the hands grip him tightly, but he manages to break free by using the hair from the malevolent spirit as the hands retreat. He wonders if they're alive or dead, but decides it's better to be safe, and delivers the final blows. You killed the deceiver of flesh and gained 100 experience points. Few I managed to survive, but the monster knocked on the door right at midnight. Who knows what this night still holds? As he cleans the floor, the system gives 2 warnings. The root level monster is approaching, and crisis level is at 100%. Our protagonist, already at the door, wonders if it's the creature they've been mentioning. He waits, and the hand starts to move. Suddenly, he's being pulled. He grabs his knife, smelling something awful. When he looks, there are 2 huge eyes staring at him. He quickly hides again, but the eye is right behind the door facing him. Darn it, this monster's heartbeat is so loud he hears licking sounds. It's kind of cute until the lick reaches his face. No, that's not cute. Forget that he loses 40 sanity trembling. I can't panic. If I do, I'll be eaten. The monster licks his cheek lightly. Doctor, I found you open the door. I have a toothache. A toothache is the monster not here to eat me, but to get a dental checkup. Our protagonist responds. Our little clinic doesn't receive patients at night. Those are the rules, and I must follow them. But the creature threatens. Open up, or I'll eat you. Reluctantly, he opens. Hello, my dear client. This clinic will serve you. Level, race, and abilities unknown. The monster complains about a toothache, unable to eat. Don't worry, I can definitely help you. A toothache is such a small thing, it'll be quick. He calms himself, thinking it's horrible, but it's a client like any other, just another day. As he approaches the monster's mouth, he activates the system's mission to treat the toothache, offering 1,000 coins, 50 favor with the unknown creature, and no penalties. He thinks, of course, there won't be any penalties. There won't be anything left of me. Now he has to rely on his medical skills. The only problem is, it's dark. The creature's tongue moves to take his own eyes, then uses the eyeball to light the place. Thank you. Now everything's clear. The inside is full of decomposed creatures. The menu is quite unique. Inside there, he finds a legendary lance, damaged, but still there. It's a spear from an unknown world that fell into the realm of darkness, blessed with sacred power, strong against anomalous spirits and demons. I found this lance similar to the hunter's weapon. It doesn't belong to this world. Besides, the sacred attribute is what causes so much pain. The creature tells him to pull it out. Lin is shocked. Inside the creature, there's tons of healer items: demon eyes, doctor-cursed healer body, doctor's eyeball. Maybe they all tried to deal with this lance in the last pharmacy that it went to, but being cursed creatures, they couldn't heal it. But I'm human. Sacred power shouldn't affect me. He touches it, and his finger turns purple. Oops. The big guy is staring at me. Phew. This is my chance. I'll start pulling. The creature sends tentacles inside to help, and he manages to pull it out successfully, gaining 20 favorability. However, it still hurts a lot. Lin thinks I'm in deep trouble here, and if I don't calm down, I'll be eaten. Don't worry, I'll cure you. He reassures, ignoring the terrifying appearance. He rushes to his shop, grabs several tubes, and returns to apply medicine to the root of the tooth, explaining that it's the residual power of the lance causing the pain. The problem is that there's too much blood. He thinks, how am I going to get into this? Suddenly, he sees a tentacle patient. You need this tentacle because I need it to alleviate your pain. He cuts it without waiting for a response. The creature approaches, asking what he's doing, but he's already there with the syringe. Turn on the light. Why are you staring at me? He taps the eye. Let's go up. He tries to enter the tooth, but it's too narrow. I need to go deeper. Where are the other tools? He finds a drill and starts inserting it into the tooth. The creature writhing in pain, you'll have to endure a little longer. He reassures it as he drills. Finally, the pain subsides. I was about to eat you, but now the creature is in a good mood. The pain is gone. Don't think about that. The medicine has started working. Now we just need to clean your teeth and fix everything up. He asks for a bucket, and the creature brings it. He cleans the tooth and asks for steel to repair it, but he doesn't have enough material. The creature offers to fetch it, eats him, and runs. In the next scene, they are facing a door. The problem is that Lin recognized that the door is made of iron, not steel. The creature opens its mouth, shoots a laser that opens everything inside. It reveals a steel marionette with extremely strong combat capabilities. Lin calmly exits the mouth and sees the marionette, recalling that one of these caused a mess in the shop, and his boss fought for 10 hours to force it out. The creature sticks out its tongue, already crushing. The marionette then jumps, delivering a crushing blow. Lin is like, wow, I can't even know the level of either of these, but the difference in power is huge. The creature asks if it's enough. Otherwise, it will continue. Lin says it's enough and asks for help to fix it, turning on the tools perfect. The teeth are sharp. The creature holding Lin says it's great, very happy. Our guy is sweating, but he gained 11 skull points and earned 50 favorability music. She was very happy that her teeth are clean and sharp, and there was no pain anymore, that she said she wouldn't eat him, and he thanked her and even gained 40 trust points. At this moment, he offers her an oral care service. She wants to know what that is, and he explains that it's just a long-term service to ensure the health of the teeth. The big monster is a bit confused, but he offers a free trial to let her see what it's like. He immediately jumps into her mouth, activating the cleaning mission. He goes in and starts removing lots of corpse remains and everything that's extra in her mouth. He manages to collect a bunch of human remains. Meanwhile, he's got a black bucket on the floor, and she asks, "What is that, sir?" He says, "It's a black slime. It will sterilize her entire mouth and leave a very refreshing breath." She's like, "Ah, okay, amazing, and already opens her big mouth wide. Our guy gained another 20 favorability points. Then he hops right in and starts scrubbing everything, and she's pretty happy. I thought there was going to be some trick to this thing. He tells her to hold the bucket there to help out and just keeps cleaning. Another 20 favorability points. He asks, "How are you feeling?" She's all happy there with her shining teeth. Another 50 favorability points, and she's already loving it. He then says, "Are you satisfied with this service?" The monster says that she is. "How about you become a lifetime member of our clinic?" She agrees. He says, "Okay, what's your name? So I can create your record. Next time you come, you'll receive a special gift and a membership card." The creature doesn't know what a name means. He explains, "It's what other creatures call you." She says, "Nameless." He asks, "Do you want me to give you a name? How about Xiao?" Xiao, the creature, accepts the name. She gives him a few licks as a thank you, and he gains a title, Root Namer. You are the first human in the history of this world to give a root creature a name. With that, he gains some more affinities and the ability to remove curses. She takes him back home and goes off all happy. Our boy is shaking and falls behind the door. Phew, good thing. I have a strong mindset, or I wouldn't have been able to survive the night back in the store. He opens the system. He has 8 points to spend, and now in the introduction, it says that he is someone who has already caused fear and pain in a poor demon hunter. Our protagonist knows what to do with the attributes. Strength and agility aren't going to be useful for now. He won't get strong enough to fight against these creatures. Intelligence is also not very important, since he can analyze situations with the system. With that, he invests more in constitution. The important thing is to stay alive. Then he checks out the skill he received, Limited Curse Removal, cleanses a curse for 24 hours. It can only be used on one target at a time and has a 12-hour cooldown. Our guy, wait, if I use this curse remover on the pistol, it's basically going to become a legendary weapon. Curse removal. Boom, you've removed the curse from the pistol. Cooldown 12 hours. Let's check out my power. He fires some shots at the bottle, but misses everything. Ah, lying system. Where is it? The curse is still here. The system says it's because your proficiency with weapons is 0. Ah, crap. It was for nothing. If that's the case, he'll need to practice. So he sets up a bottle on the window. He shoots, gains some experience, but realize you can't get good overnight. But when he misses again, he hears a loud scream. Whoa. What happened outside? Someone yells, "Who was the son of a gun? Who ambushed me?" The system notifies you hit a level 75 creature, the feeder of the night corruption. He goes to the windows and starts nailing some planks. Few done, hides everything. Then heads back to his room. The guy outside is shouting, "Where's the one who did it?" Where he just goes into bed, shaking all over. Our guy manages to sleep and wakes up the next day, earning 500 coins for surviving the night. The system says that for a first day, it was incredible. Killed a monster, wounded a monster, psychologically traumatized various patients, and still woke up with a feeling of prosperity and tranquility. With that, he reached level 6 and unlocked the system's shot. Our protagonist thinks, my God, so many things from the system. As soon as I wake up, the system sends another message. When you reach level 10, you'll be able to change professions. Keep an eye out. At this point, our guy sees some tentacles coming out of his bed, so he instantly starts shooting, even gains proficiency. But it was just a little girl, all cute, but with those evil tentacles. Having been scared, his fear of that creature increases by 20. He thinks no wonder. I felt someone climbing over my body. I'm curious about how much this creature grew overnight. The thing is already at level 10. The system then tells him that since he reached 1,321 fear points and 200 taming points, he's earned a mission, the growth of the child's spirit. He can now influence the development of this creature. Our guy is like, man, do I have to take care of this and develop it too? Why can't it just develop on its own? However, realizing that fear was the reason it didn't attack him, our protagonist figures that he needs to instill as much fear as possible so it doesn't want to kill him. Per thing, it's all cute there in his hand, but let's start. He begins to stretch her out. It's time for your daily adjustment. Without my consent, you made all these weird tentacles. Her fear just keeps increasing. This guy is a monster. Man, wow. He even put the tentacles in the poor thing's mouth. Let Uncle Lin fix you up again. Boom, back to being a little girl. Wow. He even added some little tails there. Dude, how did he do that? The system says this new form will have a huge impact on her development. Our guy is all proud. Just with the tentacle fabric, I managed to create these little ears. She turned out to be very cute. He tells her, keep this form and don't use those tentacles again. The system says he's completed the preliminary phase. However, now he needs to make adjustments to her personality. Our guy cracks a little smile. Hey, let me give you a good education. Then he makes another adjustment, this time to her cerebellum, it seems, and he sets her personality direction. Sweet, obedient, and murderous. What's that, kid? Why the murder at the end? Psychological characteristics: virtuous, cute and morbid growth, direction, adorable, sweet girl, also cute girl who spreads disaster and death everywhere, has an evil spirit. Why does he always make the third aspect something terrifying? He even says, system, can I tweak things a bit? It's still kind of half-baked, right? The system says that in this first stage, he can't, only 2 adjustments were allowed. Our guy pets her and says he'll remove the negative parts later, then she'll be a perfect little girl. But for now, that's what we've got right. Time to open the shop. The little girl goes to sleep. After all that process, he practices his aim, cleans up the place, and puts the candle outside. He sits in the chair to open the system shop, already thinking the system's things are going to be amazing. The guy wants to buy clothes for the girl, maybe a 9-tailed fox and a big shield in the system. He has slime, mucus, a charm that attracts money, baby diapers, a growth elixir, magical meat blocks, and a succubus, enchanting perfume. Our guy doesn't seem to like it. What the heck is this system? Refresh this. I want new items. The system says that function is not yet available. Be patient. At 5 a.m., the items change. Well, out of all this, at least he's going to buy the toxic slime. It could be used to make some potions in the future. But then he sees the unlucky cat that also brings money. He thinks, well, I'm a very lucky guy, right? Hey, I guess I'll buy it. Then there goes, 200 coins for the big cat that appears in the store. He looks at the diaper, checks on the little girl. Well, maybe I need to use this here. Buy it too, man. For someone who didn't like the store, he's buying everything. Seeing the growth elixir that helps wounds heal. He thinks, yeah, this will help me a lot. Finally, something decent by that too. Man, he's unstoppable. Today is the day the supplier comes to restock, so he's going to replenish all his thought at that moment. The butcher lady enters the store with the same question as always. Young man, do you have something useless to give to this old lady? The system assigns the mission, and he brings out a bag of things he received yesterday. The old lady even asks, boy, do you have all this to give to me? He says, yes, ma'am, I can put it in the cart for you. She thanks him once again. He completes the mission. However, the butcher lady senses the aura of a root-level creature inside the bag and is quite impressed. He tells her that yesterday he had to deal with a root-level creature, and this was inside her mouth. The butcher lady, boy, you dealt with a root-level monster and took something out of her mouth. Aren't you afraid of dying? I thought this human guy was ordinary. Didn't expect him to be so crazy. Lin asks her, afraid of what I was just serving. The customers of our store. No matter who comes in, I treat everyone equally. The old lady says he's very brave. Last night, 3 abyssal root-level creatures were here, along with the demon hunter. The old lady advises him not to get in touch with any of them, and she's impressed with our guy. She tells him that in the 3 nearby villages, all the people were killed by those monsters. The protagonist says he served a demon hunter yesterday. She says maybe that's why he didn't go attack the Valley of Souls. Lin replies, I don't think that's the case. He was a pretty cute guy. I'd say it's impossible for him to be cruel. The old lady is puzzled. Cute. How do you find that guy cute? Our protagonist responds, he was quite friendly, to be honest. The butcher lady is impressed by him, and he gains more reputation. She looks down, thinking, as expected, there are no normal existences in this dark world, especially those who seem to be normal. She says, young man, the items you gave me are very valuable. I won't be able to digest them for a while, and this thing here that I picked up is quite useful. You can have it. Wow. What's this? A heart. Our guy loses 10 sanity points, heart of a faceless demon. Cursed object can be connected to the heart of a target. However, it requires a lot of fresh blood to work. The old lady says, if you want someone to die, just think about them with this heart and use your most vicious methods. Boy, you will be able to reap much joy. Lin knows there's nothing ordinary that this old lady brings just by the description. I know it's a lethal weapon. She then leaves. At this time, the carriage salesman arrives and he exchanges some items. He enters the store, throws the bag on the floor, and someone immediately knocks on the door. When he goes to see who it is, he gets scared. It's a girl with a juicy big heart, and he says, "Welcome to our store." She says she's impressed. The boss's business is going this well. The system says bloodthirsty spirit. She will suck you dry little by little. I personally would take that risk, a conglomerate of evil things walking in this world of darkness. Never be drawn to her wonderful figure, or what awaits you is a nightmare. Lin asks, "May I know what's making you uncomfortable, or what treatment do you need?" She says, "There's nothing uncomfortable." She moved nearby and came to visit the neighbors. He's not going to refuse the visit, right? "Oh, welcome. Of course, there are some rare creatures that don't have a level, and against them, the soul lamp is useless." He tells her to sit there, and she thanks him. The guy knows if she really has ill intentions. He's done anyways, so it's better just to try making a friendship. The system gives a mission. Survive for 30 minutes, keep your sanity above 0, and her malice towards you cannot reach 100%. The protagonists survive. It's the same mission as yesterday. Is this woman in front of me a root-level monster? The girl points to him. "Boss, you don't seem to be a native of this place. Aren't you afraid of being eaten by an unfriendly customer? Loses 10 sanity right away." There's silence. He says, "I am somewhat afraid, but the job of a doctor is to save lives. If someone is my patient, I will take care of that person. This is my principle." She stands up. Very interesting. "But what if someone isn't your patient?" The voluptuous monster comes closer to the side. He asks, "What do you mean by not a patient?" She whispers in his ear like, "What if I'm here to eat you and drink all fluids in your body?" The crisis went to 61, but Lin has a stoic expression and tells her, "Impossible, sister. You're too beautiful, and your outer beauty surely reflects your inner beauty. For a girl as elegantly poised as you, even a meal must be worthy and graceful like that of a noble." She steps aside, saying he knows how to talk. Phew. The crisis decreased a bit. She sits in the chair. "Do you really think I'm beautiful?" Lin says, "Of course." Then she opens her monster mouth, and now giant worms came out of it. 30. Sanity less. Yikes, she's moving closer. She says, "I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful." The crisis is at 811-8590. She's coming closer. "Well, aren't you going to say anything?" 99 crisis. Lin could only think of one way to break her evil character, and that was kissing her. He even swallowed the worms and got out of breath. Everything's slobbery and sloppy. The poor thing is agape with her mouth open. She wants to know what that was. Phew. The crisis dropped to 50. Lin says, "Sorry, your sudden change made me want to kiss you. Forgive me. I was rude. It's just that you really fit the type of aesthetic I appreciate." She's flabbergasted. The type of aesthetic? He says, "Yes, I've always liked girls with good dental hygiene and beautiful tentacles in the mouth, especially sticky and gummy ones like yours. To my eyes, it's an existence comparable to the moonlight." The poor thing is confused. Something's wrong with this guy. He remained very calm upon seeing my appearance and is still saying that he's strange. She's covering her tentacles all shy light. Our guy is confused. "What's up? What's wrong with you, big sis?" She flashes some sharp teeth. "Didn't you say you like people with good oral hygiene?" For Lin, things are only getting worse. The crisis hits 70. He comes close to look at the teeth. "Sister, you're wonderful, but there can't be any flaws in your oral hygiene. Let me give you gentle oral care." "What's that, buddy?" She's also taken aback. Next scene, she's looking at herself in the mirror and he asks, "What do you think is your breath fresher?" She's just looking at herself, not saying anything. He comes over, touches her shoulder. "Beautiful, isn't it?" She's startled what's happening. He asks, "What's up? Are you satisfied with my service?" She says it's okay, but inside she's all lost what's happening. Where is this going? This guy? What kind of human is he? Normally, he should be screaming in terror and then try to run away and afterwards be himself. But actually, he wasn't scared at all. He even got excited and wanted to take care of my mouth. She scowls. You know what? Let's stop this small talk. I'm here for business. She asks, did you perform surgery on a pig head yesterday? The crisis jumps back to 70. Yes, I did. What's the problem? He immediately thinks, oh no, disaster. She's not here for revenge, is she? She says you operated on him and took a child out of his belly, right? Our guy remembers that weird thing. May I ask who you are? She says she's the mother of the child, turning into a monstrous thing again. She's already grabbing our guy. He tells her, hey, calm down, beautiful girl. I just want to know why you were interested in that demon pig. And even if you were, what is your relation with his child? The pig even told me that it all started a month ago. The monstrous woman says, unfortunately, that little ghost was a part of me that fell off. He looks, lady, why are you here? Then she says, of course I'm here to take back my child. She must have turned into a monstrous creature, hasn't she? I'm dying to see murder, malice, resentment. My child possesses all these qualities that I have. Surely she will become an incredible calamity and bring nightmares to everyone. Oh dear, how do I explain this? Right? 91 crisis, thinking, oh, crap, if she sees the current state of that child, she's going to kill me. All cute, miss. Wait a moment. Are you sure this child is yours? For you to take her. The pighead will have to come here and give his testimony in person. She says testimony. All right, I'll tell him to give you a testimony. Then she opens her mouth. She's going to pull him out from her insides there, right? Yep, that's exactly it. His skull just dropped to the floor. Lin is in horror. The pighead is gone. He was devoured by this woman. 40 less sanity. She's already circling him. Now hand over my child, and then I will consider sparing your life. Lin responds, I will hand over your child. I indeed will. It's just that she might have some minor differences from what you're imagining. She hears a child's voice from the side and immediately runs towards it. It's my child. I want to see what she has become. Lin says, please stop. Don't look at her now. She keeps running. She must be a perfect distortion, the purest malice, a creature that conveys all cruelty in this world. I want to see her, but when she arrives, the child is all cute. She looks at her and smiles. The bloodthirsty girl turns to Lin. Who is she? Lin says she's the baby I took from the pighead's belly yesterday. Isn't she cute? The devilish woman is baffled. Wait, take a look. Impossible. I don't believe it. This can't be my daughter. She pulls a tentacle out of her head and throws it on the ground, which starts wrapping around the child's leg. And the girl gets all scared, but the tentacle kinder starts becoming part of her body, and then she knows it's my daughter. How did my daughter turn out like this? The protagonist is also pretending to be dumbfounded. Wow, what happened to her? The system notifies that he had completed the child raising part 1, and her worldview was adjusted according to his intentions. However, the current creature completely contradicts the mother's expectations, shaking her mental state at this moment. She has a taming level of 351 and a malice level of 591. Our guy finds it interesting. What are these new levels? He makes a face, signals for attention. She stands up in shock, turns left. She follows. Hey, good girl. It seems the taming level helps a lot. The only problem is that for the patient, this might not be very good. I need to find a way to satisfy her. The protagonist picks the little girl up. Miss. She really is a very healthy daughter. She looks just like you. If you're sure she's your child, you can adopt her at any time. Go on, little girl. Call your mommy. She goes, Mommy. The demon is in shock there, but the little girl goes and gives her a kiss on the cheek. Her sanity drops. Disaster. Impossible. How is this my daughter? I am the aggregation of all evil entities, a spirit of pure malice and hatred. My daughter, at the least, should be as monstrous as I am, but look at her. She's so pure. This purity in her eyes is terrifying. Ah, terrifying. She thinks the look of the child is fake. Wait, a disguise, isn't it? This is just a disguise. Just as I become a wonderful woman to seduce my prey, you must be doing the same. Right beneath this, there must be an evil creature with a twisted soul. But the child is all cute there, patting her head. Loses 20 sanity again. The poor thing is collapsing. Ah, patient. What happened? But she's already fallen to the ground. Is she devastated? She speaks of a twisted soul fragment. She was supposed to be a corrupted existence. How is this possible? Our protagonist asks, Miss, are you okay? Angrily, she replies, It was you. Wasn't it? What did you do? The crisis instantly went to 91. The creature unleashed a devilish fury. But our protagonist is no fool, places the adorable little child right in front of her. She stops face to face and gets a little lick. The poor thing is baffled, you child. Don't come closer, but he's just holding her there. Man, she gets closer, and the crisis drops. Ah, the blonde, red ghost wants to flee the store. The system gives a mission, make the malevolent mother accept that the child is her daughter, while eliminating all her hostility towards you. My God. But the system loves to give me some strange missions, but eliminating her hostility depends only on this child. He says to her, Take a look at this beautiful little girl. She's so healthy, I think you should be happy. The monster replies, Let me ask you something. If your child was born as a creature, would you be happy? He responds, Shouldn't I be happy? He responds, Shouldn't I be happy? She thinks, damn, dot. I almost forgot he's a pervert that got excited, even with a monster like me. Of course, he would be happy if he had a creature child. She now, with that terrible horse face, says, All right, but what if you had a girl with her appearance? Huh? Would you still be happy? Our protagonist asks, My daughter, with this appearance so cute, I would be even happier she has lost. What kind of disaster are you happy with a monster, happy with a cute child? This doesn't make sense, but enough of this talk. You turned my daughter into this thing, didn't you? I won't forgive you. Lin interrupts her and says, Let's put this aside for a moment. Okay, let me ask you, would you really be happier if your child turned into a corrupted spirit covered in tentacles? Would you really want a malicious existence that would attack you at first sight? Or would you prefer this sensitive and obedient child who sweetly calls you mommy? The little girl says mommy. She even blushed. And Lin gained another 2 comfort points. Then he says, In truth, deep down in your heart, you always wanted a child of pure appearance, didn't you? However, you are a malevolent creature bound by the traditions and beliefs of your race, and you never wanted to admit that. She cuts him. Enough. Enough of this. Your talking nonsense comes to hit him. But he puts the child in front of her again. The little girl was all happy and smiles with that. The poor ghost already fell to the ground. Lin thought, I know how to deal with her already, and he says, I'm sure that in your heart, what I'm saying makes sense, doesn't it? She tells him, Enough of this. You've been talking nonsense for too long. I'm not looking for anything pure. But Lin interrupts, You can hide it, madam, haven't you noticed when you're in your human form, all the movements you make are exceptionally confident and graceful, especially your gaze, the charm of a woman. None of that can be faked deep down. You've always wanted to have a perfect appearance, too. She's blushing there, but she's coming angrily to hit him, but he holds her hand. Calm down. Let me speak. I heard you saying that you use this scary appearance to attract prey, don't you? However, in this dark world, humans are scarce. I must be one of the few who fell in love with this stunning human beauty of yours. It becomes clear that both of your forms attract me greatly. But let's not talk about that. If in a world with so few humans you assumed this form, it means it was not for the purpose of attracting prey, but rather a search within for beauty. The monster is speechless, and the crisis goes down to 41, madam. Even though you are an evil spirit, I believe that your search for beauty is not something wrong. You call yourself an evil person, but to me, in my eyes, you are beautiful, not just in appearance, but you also radiate femininity from the inside out, a wonderful charm that is more human than I am. The crisis is already at 20, but you got carried away, didn't you? Look at the little girl. That's why the spirit that came out of you is so cute and lovely. Doesn't this prove the whole beauty inside of you? The guy lied through his teeth. She was born this way because she is the embodiment of your true soul. Now he's thinking, I just need to capitalize on this. The crisis goes to 0, and her affection for our guy increases by 10. The liar strikes again. Do you think a mere human like me has the power to transform an evil creature into such a beautiful child? Of course not. I've already gained a bunch of experience from sweet talking. She asks, all blushing, boom. He sends the child, Take advantage, madam. This child is the most precious gift sent to you from the heavens, a beautiful little girl like this, who in this world wouldn't like her. The devilish one comes closer, but somewhat lost. Lin asks, "So what do you think?" "Huh?" She replies, "Maybe it makes some sense. With that mission completed, you survived for half an hour and earned a bunch of experience, coins, items, and 1% attraction from any woman even threw in the K-pop face there." Picks up the child, saying, "Forget that obsession in your heart and embrace your little girl. She's already all cute and now just looks like an alternative girl with tattoos all over her body." Lin says, "Stop waiting and come on already." He gives her the child that goes for a little lick. She's like, "This is the feeling I never imagined, what it was like to be a mother. This is affection and joy. I don't want to have these sensations. So why do I like them?" Our guy says, "How about that, huh? Like the genuine feeling of happiness and sweetness." She says she's not used to it, but he says it's all right. For a first mother, these uncertainties are normal. It's like the first intimate time. It's always with a feeling of strangeness. She's already shaking her head there. "What are you talking about? You smooth-talking demon. Do you think your words change? The fact I know you've changed my child under your care. I'm your neighbor, so I'm just going to wait for the time when I'm interested in you, and I'll come to eat you at night." The little daughter gives her another lick, and she's leaving. "Just you wait." "Okay, I'll be back." But Lin tells her to be careful and to come back anytime. Phew. He sits down and the chair relieved. It's clear that I need to improve my combat skills if I get into a situation like this again. I won't be so lucky, especially now, considering that she might come after me at night. I need to get stronger. Well, at least tonight, the professor will be back, and then I'll be safe. Speaking of which, the system gave me something special, didn't it? Infectious aura, passive ability. When trying to persuade someone, it greatly increases the chance and reduces the target's malice towards you. He activates the new skill he acquired, and someone knocks on the door. He gets serious, goes there and opens it. The skull guy with a creature behind him has arrived. Black Knight, extremely strong combat ability and attack and defense, a knight of death with an intense will to battle. He wants to challenge all those who are strong in this world. Lin thinks, here comes another tough one. It's definitely one of those elite bosses. The knight says, "Give me some combat assistance potions. Your reward will not be small." He receives a mission from the system, prepare enough potions to satisfy the knight. Lin says, "Welcome. This is the right place in the entire Valley of Souls. Our shop has the best potions." The knight asks, "Isn't your shop the only one in hundreds of miles?" Lin replies, "Of course, we're so good that all the others close their businesses." Then he throws some potions on the table. "Sir, what kind of assistance potion do you want?" "The strength potion is our best seller. It increases your attack." "Want to try?" The Dark Knight gets excited and drinks it, but instantly responded, "This potion is trash. Its effect on my strength is ridiculous. Are you joking with me?" The crisis starts to rise. "Calm down, my lord. I have better potions I will choose here." Once more Lin is scared. "Geez, if I can't make the potion this guy wants, will he resort to violence?" He picks another one. "Try this one, then this will satisfy you." Maximum tier Berserker potion significantly increases abilities, but puts the target in a Berserker state. The guy snatches it from his hand and starts to drink. Lin thinks this one can't go wrong. Its effect is unparalleled. He will be satisfied, but bang, he slams it on the table again. What a trash effect. This type of potion is only good for weak creatures. For me, it's almost insignificant. Lin tells him, "Calm down, sir. I'll get another one here. Just give me a moment. 20% crisis, take this one, trash. 30% crisis, this one here, trash. 40% crisis, this is the best I have. Wow. This one's inspired, 60% crisis. The knight is clenching his fists. Your shop can't make a decent potion, huh? You're wasting my time." The crisis already went up to 91 limb, realizes the guy is about to attack him. The man then already reached for his sword. 9798 limb says, "Just a moment, sir. Our shop has a potion that I'm sure will satisfy you. Just give me a little time. The potion needs to be made on the spot." The Dark Knight inquires about it. The protagonist says, "If you're not satisfied, you can cut me." "Ah, okay." Then stares at him, saying, "I'll give you half an hour to make it. If I'm not satisfied, I'm going to cut you." Lin will make a critical attack potion. It makes the person deal much more critical attacks. However, it has some negligible, strange side effects. It's one of the formulas provided by the system, and our boy is praying it's at least decent, good thing. He received all the materials this morning, and the hardest part, a piece of meat from a root-level creature he got as a reward for taking care of the headhunter. He tries to remember how Bloodsaw made the potions, because he doesn't have much experience. And then he starts, burns the herbs here, throws some powder there, mixes everything in slime, mucus, adds some teeth, some vampire pieces, and stirs everything in the cauldron. With that, he managed to create a bunch of potions. Then he places them in front of the guy. Phew, it took a while, but it would be worth it. This is the potion I made for you. The knight asks, are you sure this is the best potion here? You better think carefully. Boy, this time I'm going to cut you. Lin assures that this is the best there is, however, now everything depends on its effectiveness, of which he has no idea. The knight opens, the potion smells. A stinky scent, strange. The smell is horrible. But why do I feel like my power is increasing? Then he takes a big gulp while holding his nose. Lin is just watching the armored guy throws the bottle on the ground. This is it. This is the power I wanted, and I can clearly feel my body strengthening. It's like a wild woman dancing inside of me. I don't know that feeling, but it must be crazy. Our protagonist thinks, well, it seems the potion's effect is strong. The armored guy lets out a shout, all the armor shattered, throwing punches around, going crazy. I want more such a potent potion. Wait, please wait. Hear me out. If you enjoy this video, how about you subscribe, like, and hit that notification button so that you will be able to be notified when I upload another video.